So I received this new BenQ display into my studio about a week or two ago, and I have a brief moment to play with it. So what I'm going to do is give you a preview of the BenQ PD3220U display here. Later down the road, what I will do also is give you a full review and in-dive, deep-depth, full feature of it, because there's so much to cover in this display. But anyhow, we're going to start with this one first for this video. I'm Suwansang, BenQ brand ambassador, and let's get right into this. I have been a launch ambassador for all of BenQ SW line of display. This is a different line of professional display that BenQ makes. This is their PD line. The PD line, BenQ calls it the DesignVue. These are designed for different group of creative designers, animators, CAD/CAMs, individuals, or people who need to view DICOM photos and so forth, but their workflow and their needs are very different than a photographer or videographer. So the SW line, as I mentioned, are designed for photographers, videographers. It's capable of hardware calibration. The PD line here, you can only do a software calibration on. Now, like I said, they're really designed for two different group of creative with very different workflow. It doesn't make this display any less than the SW line. There are many things that we come to expect from a BenQ display. For example, the hockey puck being one of them. This one has a second generation hockey puck that has a dial wheel so you can quickly switch and change between color modes. The design of the display is another thing that stands out for this one. This is really designed to work with MacBooks, to work with creative who use MacBook Pro. You can see there from the stand, it's a very sleek design. It has USB Type-C. In fact, it's not just USB Type-C, it's actually Thunderbolt 3. So that has a lot more capability and bandwidth. For instance, I have this display here. I can daisy chain another 4K display to this. And in addition to that, I can also hook up 4 additional Thunderbolt type devices to this display. It will power it all. In fact, this one cable with one Thunderbolt cable right now is providing 85 watt power to my laptop. It's carrying the display signal and all the I/O signal for this display. This display is a UHD. That means the resolution for this one is 3840 by 2160 pixel. It is a 16:9. It can cover 95% P3 color space and 100% sRGB. So those are just some of the top of the list of the capabilities. Like I said, let me circle back to design one more time. Infinity edge all the way around. I love this about it. The base, super cool, super sleek, very unintrusive. You know, you just get right into the workflow right away. One cable plug into a laptop, really awesome. And again, one of those things you come to expect from BenQ, an individual calibration report. This is a report card for this specific panel with this specific serial number listed, the delta E values, the color space it was calibrated to, and all of the different features of it. For example, grayscale tracking and also the gamma curve. Again, this is something that we come to expect from a good professional color accurate display. And the colors has been really great in this one. I have done some calibration testing on this. I will do more of that in the full review. But like I said, this is the preview. So a couple of other things that this display support also is HDR10. But it support HDR10 in a way that's automatic, meaning that if I'm playing a content on my computer, for example from Netflix or from YouTube that's HDR10, the display will automatically switch into HDR10 automatically. That's kind of another neat feature about this display. And the one thing that I really enjoy a lot about playing with the PD line is that it is feature packed. For instance, it has all the ports you're going to need to hook up to different computers in this case, but it has Thunderbolt, right? So it has one Thunderbolt here in the back as an uplink. It also has another Thunderbolt that you can daisy chain. It also has 2 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports on the back here that are Type A. It has one uplink port that's Type B, so you can actually link this up to an older PC or computer that doesn't have USB Type-C. And on the side of it, on the other side of the display, in this case, it also has a USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type A and also a USB Type-C port on the side too that you can hook up your peripherals to. It is a display that is really designed to carry all of your needs in there. The control on the back of this display is very different. Beside the hockey puck, the controls itself, instead of being the buttons on the bottom or in the front, it's actually in the back of the display and there's a joystick. You reach on the back of the display, it's very intuitive to use. It's a really great user experience. They really thought through this display in a way that I'm just really impressed by it. A couple of other things too is the color mode. Right now I'm running this in M-Book color mode. This is designed to simulate the color of a MacBook Pro or any Apple built-in display device. So the background to this is that Apple calibrates their display. Even though they say they calibrate the DCI P3, they tweaked it a little bit more, and BenQ have actually emulate that tweak of the DCI P3 and mimic this. As you can kind of see, these two matches perfectly. And if you don't need super color critical calibration for printing, this is a really great display in order to expand your desktop, to view your picture larger, to view your content, your design in a much greater space. Before we continue, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Alright, back to the preview. The panel inside the PD3220U here is an IPS panel. That means that if you turn this display around from all the sides, the picture will look the same. The color will look the same. And this is really great for a working environment if you're working in teams where everybody can gather around the display. The person in the middle and the person on two sides of the display will see the exact same picture and the exact same color, so there's no color discrepancy. The viewing angle is about 178 degrees on both sides, so that's really great. That means if I'm standing here, I'm still seeing great colors from the display. That's another great feature of it. Now, all of the recently released PD series and also SW series of BenQ display are CalMan certified and Pantone validated, so you know you're going to get great colors for both video work and also print work. Another great thing about this display too is that it has a Kvm switch built in. So if you plug in an external mouse and keyboard into the USB port on the back of the display, what I can do here is, for instance, this is hooked up to my Mac. Let's say if I have another PC next to it. I can also hook up the PC to it, provided I actually plug in the USB uplink cable. The moment I switch from the Mac mode to a PC mode, it will automatically switch the USB keyboard and mouse to the PC too. So that's another really great feature of this, and that's the feature of the Kvm. It allows you to use multiple computers with just one singular set of input devices. Another thing about the PD series of displays is that it comes with a software that you can install on your machine called Display Pilot. Display Pilot will do a lot of things that I find it really fascinating. I haven't had the time to run through the full gamut of what it can do yet, but that's for a full review, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel. Alright, a couple of last things I want to go over here. One of them is a dual view mode. So the dual view mode, I find is really amazing because it's really mostly designed for CAD/CAM work, meaning that if you're drawing a 3D model in a CAD/CAM work, what you want is to see the 3D scale, or the 3D model for that matter, in polygon shape and so forth, in clarity. So you would have one screen in that mode, and you would have the other screen in sRGB mode or whatever other color mode you have. This way you can preview the render side by side. I think this is really amazing. So what I want to do is kind of give us a quick demo of this feature. So we're going to go ahead and use the hockey puck here, and we're going to go into this mode here, and we're going to go into color mode, dual view. And what I can do now is I can go ahead and set this to show different colors on the screen. So right now, this one is in mBook. That one is showing DCI P3, Display P3, sRGB, Adobe RGB, Rec 709. This is the CAD/CAM mode that I mentioned earlier. Animation mode, low blue light mode, darkroom mode, mBook, DICOM, and if you have run a custom calibration as, you can also run this in user mode too. So I think this is really neat. I kind of like this feature a lot, especially when it splits the screen in half. I find it's really great. Anyway, let's go ahead and quit that mode here. One last thing that I want to mention in this preview here is that when BenQ calibrate this PD display from the factory, they have actually calibrated two color modes, sRGB and Display P3, for greater uniformity. So if you want to preview and view your pictures with the best uniformity, what you want to do is switch into sRGB mode. Now obviously when we switch into sRGB mode, the color does get a little bit desaturated, and that's because of the nature of the sRGB color mode. So if we go back into mBook, the color pops out a little bit more, but if you want the best uniformity, it's either Display P3 or sRGB mode. So this has been a preview of the BenQ DesignVue PD3220U. This is a feature-packed display that can fit into many creative professional needs. Anyway, I will do a full review of this later, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit on the notification bell so you'll be updated when that review comes out. And until next time, art is right. a couple of things that BenQ comes standard. A couple of things that come standard with the BenQ. The first thing you're going to notice about this display is the design. My goodness, it's almost edge to edge on all the sides. So before we continue, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, let's continue with the review.
Yeah, yikes.
Something in my face.
The air.
Displays are Calman display by BenQ, are Calman verify, Calman certify. See, I told you. I'm gonna get screwed up on this. Calman certify.
CC.
Depending on your line of creative, you're gonna. I don't know where I'm going with that. All right, let's do the Ben. Yeah. I'm like doing a rap, like the music thing, like a DJ. All right, no, I gotta do the BenQ one.
Cool.
It is a feature plaque.
It's a feature plaque.
Feature flag. All right.
It's an award.
Where's my BenQ bean?
In your head.
It is a feature plaque.
It's a feature plaque.
Why can I say pack?